Imagine creating a game that becomes one of the most popular games in the world. Millions of people are playing it. Everyone knows your name. You're making thousands of dollars every single day. And then you delete it. That's exactly what happened to Flappy Bird. But why? To understand that, we have to go back to where the story began. In 2013, a Vietnamese game developer named Dong Nguyen released a small mobile game called Flappy Bird. The idea was incredibly simple. You played as a tiny bird, you tapped the screen to keep it in the air, and you had to fly through pipes without hitting them. That's it. No complicated story, no huge open world, no expensive graphics, just one button. But somehow, it was unbelievably difficult, and that's exactly what made people addicted. At first, almost nobody noticed Flappy Bird, but slowly, people started discovering it. Then something completely unexpected happened. The game exploded. Flappy Bird suddenly started appearing everywhere. People were posting their scores, YouTubers were playing it, friends were challenging each other. And because the game was so difficult, people couldn't stop trying to beat their high score. One more try, just one more. And suddenly, you've been playing for an hour. By early 2014, Flappy Bird had become a global phenomenon. It was reportedly making its creator around $50,000 every single day through advertising. But behind all of this success, something was happening that most players didn't know about. The attention was becoming overwhelming. The game had been created by one developer, and suddenly the entire internet was watching him. Millions of people were playing his game. News outlets were talking about him. People were criticizing the game. Others were criticizing him, and the pressure kept growing. Then, on February 8th, 2014, something happened that shocked everyone. Dong Nguyen announced that Flappy Bird was going to be removed, and less than 24 hours later, the game was gone. Just like that, one of the biggest mobile games in the world had disappeared. People couldn't understand it. Why would someone delete a game that was making so much money? Why walk away from something that millions of developers dream about? And suddenly, Flappy Bird became even more famous. Phones with the game already installed started appearing on auction websites. Some people were asking thousands of dollars for them. The game that everyone had been playing was now something people couldn't even download anymore. But here's the strangest part. Flappy Bird didn't disappear because it failed. It disappeared because it was too successful. The creator had reached a level of attention he simply didn't want. And maybe that's the biggest lesson from the entire story. Sometimes, getting what you always wanted doesn't mean you'll actually be happy with it. Flappy Bird became one of the biggest games in the world. It made its creator incredibly successful. It became a part of internet history. And then it disappeared. But the story didn't end there. Even after Flappy Bird was gone, people never forgot it. Clones started appearing everywhere. The game became a meme. And years later, people were still talking about the mysterious game that took over the world, only to suddenly vanish. Flappy Bird may have disappeared from millions of phones, but it never really disappeared from the internet, because sometimes the fastest way to become a legend is to disappear at the perfect moment. And that's the story of how Flappy Bird became famous, then disappeared.